Chandel on the first clear days of spring. Through flatland fields where life goes on, and carefree children sing, past rows of ancient tombstones where a generation lies. And at last I understood why old men cry. My mother's father walked these fields 100 years ago. He was half the age that I am now. No way that he could know that his unborn grandchild someday would chance to pass this way and stand here where his fallen comrades lay. He'd been dead for half a century before the time I was born. The mustard gas that swept the trenches ripped apart his lungs. Another name and number amongst million there who died. And at last I understood why old men cry. The tatty liftings nearly through, they're plewing where the barley grew. And if they're dark round Ilkastak, you'll hear the horsemen stand and cry, "Oh, Lachlan, but a mind on you." A mind too often we have seen 10,000 stars kicked down the tweel, the naked branches and below, both firm and bothy their show, allowing lights o' Halloween. There's bairns wi' geysers at their tail, clouring the dawn wi' ransaw kale, and fine you'll hear the skreeks and skulls o' lassies wi' their crooked curls, bobbing for eeples in the pail. The bothy fire is louping head, and you heed horsemen's kiss their said, recht on a langward by the blaze, the audience stood that kept your place. I canna thought he see it yet. But gin the old folks' tales are recht, and geese come hame on Hallownacht, offerings, what would I give to feel your axe, your hand to me, atween the dark and Connaught. Oh, in France a across the wave, the wee legs burn on El Cabaret, and you and me that love his sail, you'll maybe get your Halloween, yon toward your lion way to live. There's drinking, daffin, sang and dance, and ploys and kisses get their chance. But Lachlan Martin, a place I see, is what your old cast used to be, and the lights o' Halloween in France. Thank you. Welcome to this evening. My name's Karine Polwart. Earlier this morning, I was standing out by St John's Kirk in the city at 11 o'clock when it was the minute's silence, and I realised it's been a very long time since I've been in the company of people observing a minute's silence, and it was something else. And the first person to come out of the kirk after it was done and they played the last post was a military veteran, and he was wiping a tear away, and it made me think on that first song, which is a song by Dick Gaughan called Why Old Men Cry. And we followed that with a song by Violet Jacob, a poem by Violet Jacob from Angus, set to music by Jim Reid, called Halloween. So this is a night of remembrance, and a night of a very particular kind, remembering not only what happened here in Scotland, but with an eye on the wider world and how far the First World War extended. So this evening there will be musicians and singers on stage, not only from Scotland, but from England and Ireland, from Zimbabwe and from India. So a global show. I'd like to introduce you to the musicians who are going to tie the whole thing together. Your musical director for the evening is David Milligan here on piano. On drums and percussion, Signe Jakobsdottir. On bass, Ben Nichols. Your string section, which is led by Patsy Reid, is Alice Allen, Patsy Reid, and Shona Aitken. And at the front here, Graham Stephen on guitar and Ross Ainsley on pipes and whistles and bouzouki. Our next guest singer is from Orkney via Shetland. Would you welcome Chris Drever, please?
Hello. I'm going to do a song by a mutual friend of mine and Karine's, and I'm sure various other people in the band here too. A songwriter from Cambridgeshire called Boo Huerdeen. And this is a great song that he wrote, kind of telling the story of one young soldier involved in the First World War. It doesn't mention specifically the country. He had heard a recounting from somebody of a situation where a lot of these soldiers were getting their tobacco rations, but they weren't getting nearly enough fag papers. So he's told the story of this guy through his use of the pages of the Bible as Rizlas. I was only just 15 when I took a shilling from the king. The quartermaster winked at me. He knew I'd lied about my age, and I learned to take apart my gun, feel tobacco in my lungs, and we had to roll our cigarettes with Bible pages. And as we marched up to the line, we thought we'd be back by winter time. We soon learned only the blind would find their way back home, and all through Deuteronomy I cursed whoever had made me, and we would roll our cigarettes with Bible pages. There's no heaven, there's no hell, not as far as I can tell. There's no devil, there's no God, there's only men and mud. When the top brass came around, we'd stand with our feet in the ground. They said we'd made our country proud, but their country wasn't mine, and we must be prepared to die. But they forgot to tell us why, and we would roll our cigarettes with Bible pages. There's no devil, there's no God, there's only men and mud. I was only 17 when I took the one that finished me. I must have lain so peacefully beneath a broken sky, and so they took my life away. The chaplain say if he knew we rolled our cigarettes with Bible pages? We had to roll our cigarettes with Bible pages. Thank you very much indeed. It's my pleasure to welcome now to the stage the wonderful, wonderful singer and songwriter, all the way from Ireland, Declan O'Rourke.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, Perth and Scotland. I am going to attempt to sing one of the greatest songs written on the subject of the Great War of World War I, written by one of your own fellow countrymen, the great Eric Bogle, who actually wrote the book on World War I songs. I've had the great pleasure to have met Eric a few times and shared the stage with him, even became friendly with him, and I actually spoke to him this morning, and he was playing at a concert in New South Wales today or yesterday in their time, and he wanted me to share with you that he sends his love and that he was drunk as a skunk. That's what he told me to tell you. This is a song officially called No Man's Land. When I grew up, I learned it as The Green Fields of France, and I remember it as probably the first song in my memory that awoke my imagination And I think as a songwriter, I look back to it now. It was like the first song I'm talking about when I was 4 or 5 or 6 years old, imagining that I was this character in the song. I was completely drawn into it, and I've always been fascinated by the Great War since then. This was known to me by the title of The Green Fields of France. It was made very famous in Ireland by the Furies. Finbar Fury sang it. Well, how do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside and rest for a while 'neath a warm summer sun? I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. I see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 1916. Well, I hope you died well, and I hope you died clean. Or young Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drums slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? And did the pipes play the fleurs of the forest? Did you leave her a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some faithful heart is your memory a shrine. And although you died back in 1916, in that faithful heart are you forever 19? Or are you a stranger without even a name, enclosed in forever behind the glass frame, in an old photograph, torn, battered and stained, and fading to yellow in a brown leather frame? Did they beat the drums slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? And did the pipes play the fleurs of the forest? Well, the sun now it shines on the green fields of France. There's a warm summer breeze that makes the red poppies dance. And look how the sun shines from under the clouds. There's no gas, no barbed wire, there's no guns firing now. But here in this graveyard is still no man's land. The countless white crosses stand mute in the sand. Through man's blind indifference to his fellow man, and a whole generation that were butchered and damned. Did they beat the drums slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? And did the pipes play the fleurs of the forest? Well, young Willie McBride, I can't help wonder why did those that lie here know why did they die? And did they believe when they answered the call? Did they really believe that this war would end wars? Well, the sorrow, the suffering, the glory, the pain, the killing and the dying were all done in vain. For young Willie McBride, it all happened again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Did they beat the drums slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? And did the pipes play the flares of the forest? Did they beat the drums slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? And did the pipes play the flares of the forest?